well, let me ask you this.
There's outcomes and outputs. That's the other thing. On measurements, I think you should track and then have set goals around outcomes. When it's done, what do we want it to look like? Revenue goals, profit goals, blah, 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 how we feel. But then there's also this other side, which is measuring output. What is that? That is the work that you have to track, that you should put in and track that will lead to that result, the outcome. You know, it's funny. You know where I got this concept from? It's not new or novel. I mean, it's out there from the nonprofit world. Because nonprofits, right? They don't have a traditional relationship with customers, right? They don't sell things. Well, in some cases they do, but most nonprofits, thinking about it like a food bank, you give them food or you give them money.
They're measuring the impact in the world,
right?
Their community.
There's a donor that says, "I love what y'all do. Here's a giant check." I aspire to be a giant check writer at one point in my career, my life. And then they go do a thing. They don't do that thing in exchange for money with that customer. Their stakeholders and their customers are different people. And so they had to start tracking not only here are the things we did with your money to make that.
Here's what became of this.
Yeah. And then here are the results that were created.
For sure.
So, we've been talking for a while.
How does that become reality for you for SoCo? Or have you gotten there yet?
What do you mean?
Like looking like, oh, we did all this shit this year. We hit our goals. Well, how do you look at the outcomes from that?
So
other than I got a fat check, that's cool.
That's cool. It's not. It really motivate us, but
yeah,
would that drive me at least?
Well, because it won't, because you got shit to pay for still. But
well, I mean, you have to back it up. So let's say our goal is 15% revenue growth.
Yeah,
which is for some people laughably low, and for others unachievably out of reach. For us, it's
pretty aggressive.
It's an aggressive goal for a slow growth company. And that's what we want to be, intentional growth, maybe not slow. So 15%, what are the components of that? What do we need to do to have revenue grow by 15%? Well, number one, we got to keep the customers that we have. So we got to figure out how to reduce our churn rate, the number of customers that leave you in a given year.
Right.
And we have to grow the number of customers coming into the pipeline. So we have to find more friends and keep them. And so those are two metrics that need goals. Now, we can't just be like, what did we do in December? We have to say, what are we going to do this month?
Right.
So what are our goals for new customer development, for new business development this month? And then the question you have to ask is, how do we achieve that? You ever heard the 5 whys, this idea of like why, when you're doing like customer discovery, you're like, why, just why, you get to
by the time you get to the third why, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Right.
But I get it.
I'll dodge your punch and then ask two more.
I get it.
But the point is like peel back the layers to get to the real raw truth.
Yeah.
And so last year, our customer churn was really high. It sucked. And so we had to ask ourselves, why?
Why did that happen?
Why did that happen?
Yeah.
Was it macroeconomics? Was it inflation? Was it a weakening dollar? Whatever. Or
what did you uncover?
We're still uncovering it.
Okay.
We learned some things, and again, it's like everything else. We have some insights, but not total clarity and knowledge. So we're going to continue to figure it out and make tweaks. But we learned this kind of member, this profile of a customer that we call a member.
That's cool,
right? They're not the problem. They actually are the ones. They see a lot more value in what we do. It's not just a workspace, the relationships,
right?
The folks that left were the folks that we didn't engage with, that we didn't talk to regularly. They didn't come in often, and if they didn't come in, they weren't getting value from our Slack community or anything else.
This is such an analog to the gym, dude.
Yeah,
it's giving me like tingles on my arm.
He's tingly, but like
you're saying the same stuff.
We did not engage with them the way we should have to create stickiness.
Yeah.
And it was also certain plan levels that we offer. Those are the ones that had crazy high turnover. Some of the other ones did not.
Yeah, your monthly plans, it's got to be the right fit for sure.
And some of it was contracts, right?
Sure.
So at certain plan levels, you're committed for a while with us.
Right.
At other ones,
that can scare people off.
At other ones, you can say peace out in a week.
Yeah.
But you also have to be introspective. We looked at programming and events, and did we do enough stuff? And did we create enough opportunities for people to get value outside of workspace?
Right.
Like the podcast studio or the meeting rooms or like I got a deep work done today.
Yeah.
Did they make connections? How many of those connections were we able to facilitate? So there's some of that around the edges of your core value stuff, but we're a member supported